Hello everyone. I'm outside. I'm gonna get a walk in. Joy's over at Mom's house working puzzles. So I thought I'd get out here and take a walk, although it's a little windy and it's 39 degrees. Um, it's not snowing or it's not raining. Uh, and I can't just keep missing days. I wasn't able to walk any when it was super cold several days ago for about a week. So I want to get out here and do some walking. So let me turn this thing around and I'm going to put my glove back on. The wind is making it feel colder than 39. But I do really need to keep up with my walking. I haven't checked this morning, but I think it was yesterday I checked, and I've lost 6 pounds so far. I've cut down a little bit on my portions and my meals. I've cut down on that. I've cut down on late night snacking so much. I've been eating, if I do snack on anything late at night, I've been trying to just have pretzels, those peanut butter filled pretzels, and I don't eat over the amount that they say per serving. I mean, I might, but I try to count about how many it is. I can't remember how many it is. 15 or something like that. But I would eat stuff like those, during the holidays and stuff. I don't know, I could be other times of the year, but I was eating stuff like those, a pack of maybe those not Crystal burgers, White Castle burgers. Of course, Joy and I would usually just split one, but it'd be late, and then I might eat something else, and then go to sleep, So that's just calories that are going to turn to fat, because you're certainly not exercising any when you're asleep, So I think that's about the worst thing that was keeping weight on me or making me gain, is eating later at night. I don't eat lunch. If I do, about the only time I would eat anything at lunch is when I'm doing a taste test. I do them, during lunchtime, because I'm not going to do a taste test on a lean cuisine, at dinner time. But usually I'll eat a big breakfast and then I don't eat any lunch. There for a long time I was eating lunch almost every day. And I don't get, if I eat a big lunch and breakfast, and I eat a little late, it keeps me full, or at least to where I'm not hungry until dinner. So that's not many less calories by skipping it. For me, I'm not saying that's for everybody, but if I could keep walking, ideally I'd like to walk every day, but the weather's been not helpful in that area. I can't believe it, but some of these turnips are wanting to perk back up after being like in the minus figures. Even that lettuce back there. The spinach, it never did really die. Well, it doesn't look quite as good, but it's not dead. And really, that lettuce isn't dead. It's crazy what they can live through. Lower temperatures than you think. Certain ones, of course. Tomatoes, man, they'll be quick to go whenever it gets cold on them. They're the first thing that goes in the garden that, you know, that end up dead. But there's other things you can grow as well that stay alive during the cold. I'm trying to think what all it is. I think, of course, mustard. You saw a little mustard plant in there with the spinach. Mustard is pretty hardy. It'll last down to, I don't know, maybe 20 degrees. Anything maybe under 20 will affect mustard and collards. But then again, I've had them live through colder than that. And then, of course, spinach and lettuce and onions. Onions are real good to make it through cold weather. Of course, turnips. I think kale maybe can make it so long. I'm not for sure. I've never really grown a whole lot of kale, so I'm not for sure about that one. But there's a lot of plants, you know, that you plant in the fall or after your garden's, you know, over with, your summer stuff. You plant right away as quick as you can. I don't grow a whole lot for the winter though. Kind of gives me a little break, you know, in between all the stuff I do with my garden during the spring and summer, to not have that much as much to do in the winter. But everything does grow a lot slower when it's cold, which, you know, just is logical that it would. It's cloudy. I thought they had a 0% chance, unless it's changed, of rain today. It's a little too warm to snow. Somebody's got a fireplace burning. I smell smoke. Our chimney is like partially blocked, so for me to use our fireplace, I'd have to have our chimney cleaned, which I don't think it's very cheap to have that done anymore. One year, many years ago, during the summer, when it turned fall, there was a bird had made a nest up there in our chimney. And I guess the smoke and stuff made it pass out or whatever, and it fell right into the fire. It killed it. I mean, I got it out, brought it outside, but it died right away. I felt bad about it, but we sure didn't know there was any birds in our chimney. You know, you can't see up in there. Probably, if you can see it from here, it's probably in that top thing, the hood or whatever you want to call it. It's on top. I don't know how it made a nest in there. I can tell what I have been walking. Of course, I missed, like I said, like a week. But I can tell a difference in my legs. When I first started coming out and walking, by the time I was done, my legs felt a little tight and, then a little sore. But they don't feel that way anymore. Nice to hear a few birds. I love it when all the birds come back in the spring, and then you come out and you can hear a lot of them. I love that. Uh-oh. There's something I don't like to hear, and that's sirens. So somebody's in trouble. It looks like a hawk up there on that transformer, unless it's something they put on top of them. No, it's something I see now. Like that transformer over there has a thing on top of it. I don't know how good you can see it. Kind of looks like a bird sitting on it. Of course, that's a different transformer back there. Let me see if I can see it better over here. It sure does look like one. I don't know if you can see back in there or not. Way back there. It's not really moving though. It's sitting on top of that transformer over there. I got my gloves on or I'd zoom it in. That's what it sure looks like. I believe that's what it is. It's too big to be one of the things I saw across the street that's on top of it. Huh. Lots of times they'll sit up here on the top of these poles all down through here. That's a good vantage point for them. That one must be watching something over there. It sure is. Sitting there though. It's funny, the hawks, you won't see them for a long time, and then all of a sudden you'll see them around. I remember the last walk, there was some back in there. If you remember, I took a picture and used it for the thumbnail for morning coffee break the other morning. But I see a huge, in that tree, I see a huge nest. Unless it's a squirrel's nest, that might be that hawk's nest, because it's really big. I don't think you can see it good from here either. But it's in that tree. It's really big. But I've seen squirrels' nests that big before. There's one way back there. Big old squirrel's nest. I don't see how they do that with leaves and get them to like stick together in a big, big like nest where they get in it. I'd like to see what one of them is really like, but how would you, if somebody climbed a tree? I've never seen the inside of a squirrel's nest. I was trying to see if there was any other of them close, but I don't see one. There was one in that tree there for a while. I think the wind blew it out. You kind of get used to it. It's a little cold, but when you have clothes, your shirt, jacket, and gloves and a hat, it's not too bad. Yeah, that sure is. That's a hawk sitting there. I wonder where the other one is. Because, you know, there's a pair of them that I took pictures of. They usually stay kind of close together, you know, within sight of each other anyway. One of them, I made a little video of it. It's been a couple years ago. In the backyard back there, one of them had a rabbit or something that it had killed and was eating it. And I got within about 10 foot of it. And I guess it didn't want to leave because of its kill. And I don't know, they don't seem that scared of me. I can get pretty close to not just hawks, but I've got right up close to the birds at the feeder before they'd fly off. I don't think they don't feel afraid of me, I guess. Or they somehow know I'm not going to hurt them. But I got within like 10 foot of that one filming it, that hawk. It didn't offer to come at me or fly off or anything. It just kept about its business eating. They probably get used to seeing me, you know, because they fly around above us and stuff. I guess they're just used to me. I wonder how long they live. I think I saw a question. Seemed like it was about 30 years or more. 30 years, 25, 30 years. So, you know, they're the same ones. Same ones around, you know, for years and years. Now what I figured was the father of like these two that are here that I took a picture of. There used to be a father and a mother. There was 4 of them, in other words, 2 small ones and 2 bigger ones. And that male, the father, he was absolutely huge. He was big. And I haven't seen him, you know, those 2. Maybe they passed away now. But, you know, I care about the animals around here. I don't, you know, I could probably kill the gopher, the groundhog, I mean, if I needed to. But it doesn't really bother anything. It's got in our garage a couple times and pulled bags of dirt around and pulled out some plastic and had it in. It was living in this. I don't know if it's hibernating in there in that big old bush. It looks like a UFO. It had dragged that plastic all the way down there and it was halfway in that bush. I had to pull it back out and bring it back up here and fold it up. But you know, it ate last year. I didn't have any fencing around this, netting around this middle one, and if y'all remember, it was eating my green bean, not the green beans themselves, it was eating all the leaves, and it was just like chewing them up, you know, near the bottom, and it was killing them. So I put that thing around it, and then what's funny is it would climb up on this fence here and lay over with its head down, eating those green bean leaves after I put the fence up. But then after that, I put, if y'all remember, I tried cayenne, I tried all kinds of different stuff, and I put those pie pans on those tomato stakes with some wire. I never had it get in there one time after I put those pie pans up. I had 3, I had one on each side and one on the end of that middle one, because that's where I was mainly having the trouble. And it never would come back in there after that. So I put some more pie pans out on the other ones too, and that really solved the problem of all the critters really getting in there. And a couple years ago, you know, if you all remember also, I put plastic forks out there, and that worked, but at the end of the year I had to pull them all back up, and it was a pain putting them all in there. You know, I had to stay bent over and my back hurts after a little bit. So I'm not using those anymore. I'm just going to keep with the bird netting and the little trellises I got from Dollar Tree around them. Well, walked 20 minutes so far. That's not too bad, so I guess I'll go for now. And if it warms up anymore, I might come out and walk a little bit more, but I won't film it. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this little walk and chat. If you did, I hope you'll press that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already, and share this out, and hit that notification bell so that you get my videos as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have a great day, and let's get out there and walk. Bye, everybody, and God bless.